Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. Alpha 4.1.1 is now on the Open PTU. We've got some new updates there. We've got some patch notes. The April free fly is about to end as well. There are some new missions being tested ahead of Fleet Week. Let's jump into the newsletter and have a bit of a talk about this and the sneak peek here as well, because there's a new fighter or some sort of combat ship here. Don't miss out! You can still hop into Star Citizen for free this weekend. Take off into the verse and test fly 6 unique ships that each open up diverse missions, adventures, and challenges. That free fly is available until the 28th of April for everyone, so you can get the Corsair and the Prospector and the Fortune, all that sort of stuff to test out. Very, very cool ships there. Star Citizen Live. The story so far was a Star Citizen Live episode that CIG put up last week. It basically went over a load of the story that CIG have got planned for the rest of this year and stuff that they're working on with the regen crisis. The players are going to be heavily involved with that, obviously, and the other factions of Pyro and what they're doing. Wicklow's first banner in game. We're going to see a load more from him in the future, but obviously he's got his Emporiums around the verse now, around Stanton, and they're going to be used from patch to patch to give players interesting sort of choices and places to give items that might be patch specific to get some new ships and items and things like that. He's kind of a very, very early version of crafting because you bring him recipe kind of stuff and he builds you things. They also said stuff like they're kind of focusing a lot more on a few more major factions for reputation, and although there will be lots of sort of localities to missions and sort of more minor factions that you might interact with or fight or whatever, the more major factions are reputations that you'll carry between systems for missions, which is one of the reasons they've got Foxwell security in the sort of Stanton system now, having unifying kind of all the security forces kind of missions that they might do there, rather than giving them to local planets. They go, well, actually we'll hire out Foxwell, which will then bam be hiring out the player. Then those reputations can persist and are more meaningful. Anyway, check out my video on that if you want to learn more about exactly what was talked about. Alpha 4.1.1 is available to all testers in the PTU. The team remains focused on improving overall performance and the gameplay experience, and we're incredibly grateful to everyone who joined us for this past weekend stress test. That's where they were testing out all the Polarises. It was a bit silly, but it's pretty cool. Meanwhile, Invictus launch week is fast approaching. Expect massive ships, memorable moments, and a few surprises along the way. So, one of the surprises may well be the sneak peek, which they showed in the newsletter. Prepare for real combat was the tagline. This is some form of ship, almost certainly for Fleet Week, probably the one they're going to reveal in the coming week with Behind the Ships. So we know there's a Behind the Ships episode in the next few days. It looks like some form of... I don't actually know what this is. It looks a bit like what I would expect a Kruger Intergalactic light fighter to look like. I mean, it's only a little tiny portion of a ship. It could be anything. Super interested to know what you think. But yeah, sort of mid-May, we're be getting Fleet Week turn up, and very excited for that I am. Don't know why he sounded a bit like Yoda then, but I did. All waves PTU. So we had this latest 4.1.1 patch, and let's talk about some of the new stuff here. Like there's a couple of sets of new missions, or there's lots of new missions going on. There's UE training missions. The UE is offering special low difficulty missions during Fleet Week that feature basic objectives meant to introduce players to ship combat. There are 3 missions done sequentially, all in the ArcCorp area. Each mission has full voiceover instructions and a temporary stand-in reward once all are completed. So this again suggests there will be a free fly for Fleet Week, and that the expo is at Area 18. Yeah, sort of makes sense, right? Interesting that it's got a stand-in reward. I suppose that's stand-in for the kind of PTU, and it will be different for Fleet Week. That's probably what they mean there. Hunt the Polaris! A new Fleet Week mission. A Polaris has been stolen by the Frontier Fighters, and the CDF are tasked by the UE Navy to hunt it through the Stanton system, isolate it, and kill it. The mission will be offered rarely and can be shared, and will only have 1 active at a time. So once complete, a temporary stand-in reward will be given here. So I think that's cool and pretty exciting. Some more missions for 4.1.1. Obviously we're expecting Expo and a load of other stuff for Fleet Week as well. And it looks to me like 4.1.1 will go live next week, and then they'll sort of activate the Fleet Week stuff at when Fleet Week happens, with a load more of this stuff and the new ships and everything. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to have a new patch in May though, beyond them sort of turning on Fleet Week. But it'd be interesting to see if they do a 4.1.2 after Fleet Week. Do you know what I mean? maybe not try and stuff it all in. Might be a bit silly. We'll have to wait and see. There was also some ship and vehicle updates here. They updated the 890 Jump and Reclaimer flight tuning to match new large ship goals, and they've been doing this with a load of the larger ships like the Polaris. They also retuned the Psi-6 Polaris bespoke turret guns for greater damage. They've added actor-based recoil effects when using the Polaris's main turret. They've rebalanced military components to make them better suited for combat purposes. So that's an interesting one. I think that means that the UE fleet's probably going to be a lot more deadly as well. There's also been some lighting updates for the collector, the Cloud Imperium freight elevator stuff. Lots and lots of bug fixes as well. So loads of missions are now much more accessible. You should be able to access your cargo much better in freight elevators and from different ships. Lots more missions should actually progress. Load of different locations should be working a lot better now. The big sort of fix that they've kind of tried to get in here is starting a new refinery job with warehouse as a source did not return ore containers, which it should now return them. That's actually pretty big, because people wanted these ore containers back without having to continually buy more. It looks like CIG are trying to address that. There was also a load more client fixes and server crash fixes. So actually 3 client and a server crash fix. I suppose I should mention the known issues as well, because some of these are essential for them pushing 4.1.1 out to live. So they said they're expecting many missing assets around the Area 18 areas, because there's going to be replacement textures around. That's mainly because they want to save some bits for surprises for, Fleet Week, or stuff isn't finished for Fleet Week with some of the sort of posters and stuff. The Hunt the Polaris mission is only available in the Hurston region at the moment, but obviously that's a known issue. Also, UE training missions will sometimes not progress past the ping area objective. That is something they really need to get solved. They don't want any of these missions not working properly, but hopefully they'll both get them solved soon. The major blocker for the patches at the moment is quantum travel will no longer align and spool to target destinations, which is obviously not ideal. That is a major issue. There's also stuff like bed logging in ships can break quantum markers. The hide ship signature objective marker has a chance to not appear in ambush missions. Valkyrie series is missing its mounted door turrets. The check-in medical kiosk is stuck in a checking availability loading screen. There's also some problems with purchasing from shopping kiosks and not selecting a delivery location. Interestingly as well, for the patch, all players have been given an Ion, an Inferno, a Retaliator, Eclipse, a Harbinger and a Gladiator. It's quite possible that those are the ships they're going to give with any free fly that they've got planned for Fleet Week. Obviously, you'll be able to rent any ship that you want at the expo on the expo days as well. But yeah, I think that's probably what they're testing there. Boom! That's it for your updates today. I'm interested to know if you're playing in Alpha 4.1.1 at the moment, and are you enjoying that PT build? Is there some bug that sort of desperately needs to be fixed? When do you think 4.1.1 will go live? Do you think, yeah, actually next weekend, end of the month, bam, yeah, that they'll both get this out? What do you think that sneak peek of the ship was? What are you expecting to see during Fleet Week? And tell us in the comments below. And the reason to comment down below is because we've got a ship giveaway. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and this month we're giving away 3 Drake Golems, the cool little mining ships. We're giving one each to 3 different lucky winners. One of those was given to us by CIG. Thank you very much for that. They come with a game package and lifetime insurance as well. Comment for a chance to win. Bam. Other stuff that's going on. Tobii eye trackers, they're currently on sale. You want some high precision natively supported head and eye tracking for Star Citizen and a load of other games? Check out the links down below, or go to tobii.gg/BoredGamer. Tobii with 2 eyes. There's loads of other stuff going on down below as well. You can use the join button to become a channel member. We've got a video coming out over the weekend that's specifically for channel members, talking about me and my life and my house and Star Citizen stuff as well, and board games. Lots of random stuff going on with that. We've got other stuff. We've got, I don't know, NordVPN links. I love NordVPN. Probably you will as well. You should buy it for yourself and your family. Links down below for that, or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. I'm just going to reel out a load of ads. I'll just let you go. Thank you very much for watching. Genuinely appreciated. You have a great rest of your April and a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the verse.